Imagine the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet, all in one place. Go ahead, dare to stream with Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
Christopher Media, the Toddzilla X-Pod.
I don't like shooing people away, but it's good practice sometimes. Some people like me, some people can't fucking stand me. I'm polarizing, I get that. But I think it's fair that I should come with a warning label. And I should get that out there before you stumble into something thinking it's going to be something it's not.
The Toddzilla X-Pod on iTunes and ChristopherMedia.net. Christopher Media, let's make some noise.
I don't know what Rich's deal is. Usually he's specific. He just said shit came up, so I don't know what the hell that means.
He doesn't like me. He's like, fuck that redheaded ginger bastard.
Yeah, I mean, the last time I think his excuse was, hey, I haven't gotten laid in a while, and I have got like a 10% chance, so I'm going out tonight.
You know what? That's the first thing I thought. Could have involved his dick.
Christopher Media, let's make some noise. From Asthmacore Studios near Detroit, Michigan, it's Unregimented.
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
So what are we going to talk about? I've unplugged from the media here for the last couple of weeks.
Have you?
Are you in a Marriott?
There's an election.
Yeah, there's plenty of that stuff to talk about, I think.
Wait, let me start it off. It's gonna be a little sappy here, but today marks mine and my wife's 15th wedding anniversary.
Oh, God.
Congratulations.
Yep.
Are we fucking up shit at home?
No, dude. No, totally not. No, that's how cool she is. She's just like, oh, we're going out this weekend, so it's no big deal. Go have a blast.
Well, how many years?
Right
15.
By 15, the fact that you still give a fuck probably means enough to her.
Oh, totally, dude. She's totally an awesome chick, man. She's really intelligent, really freaking super creatively talented.
Yeah.
And she's a hell of a good mom. So, I mean, what else can you ask for in a chick?
Yeah. I haven't seen my girlfriend in like a month, and she knew that I had to do this. She's cool with it. I'm going to be here the rest of the week, so thumbs up for the cool ladies.
Yeah.
My cat understands. Cool, my cat would really... The cat would rather that I was petting her belly right now, but, you know, she knows that this is important to me. Sorry.
That's all right. So, where are you at, if you care to share?
I am in Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
Probably for the last time for work-related purposes.
Is it a Marriott that you're in?
No, I am in a Hampton Inn in beautiful Smithfield, Rhode Island.
I've never been to Rhode Island.
It's the size of Oakland County.
Right.
And I'm not making this up.
Does it look
They really
like Oakland
think
County?
somewhere more than 10 minutes away is far away.
Wow. That would be...
Well, it's
all right.
Their state's the size of Oakland County.
Yeah, right. No,
it literally is, isn't it? You're not joking.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's crazy.
It's written in a book somewhere.
Yeah, that's the state that never has its name on it. It's always like off in the ocean pointing to it.
It's also called, the actual name of it's actually pretty racist. I can see why they just call it Rhode Island.
Yeah.
What?
It's the state of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations.
Oh, wow.
Is the actual name.
That's the full name?
Wow.
Yeah, like you see it on, like, I see it on, like, the food certificates when I go into places for my job, and it's on, like, the things in the elevators and shit. Yeah, so they're probably glad they shortened it up a little bit.
Kind of had to.
Yeah.
It only makes sense.
Hey, thank you for listening, liking, and sharing Unregimented on Facebook, following us on Twitter at UnregimentedPod. You could subscribe to Unregimented on iTunes for free by clicking through the iTunes banner on ChristopherMedia.net. Android users, you're covered as well. You can find this show on Stitcher Radio. We also have the player right on the site there. You can now listen to a new episode of a Christopher Media show every day of the week. On Sundays, you got M&M Question Everything. Mondays, of course, Unregimented. Tuesday, you get the Wheatsman Podcast bonus nugget. And whenever Todd gets around to it, you get the Toddzilla X-Pod. Wednesday, we got a new show. It's the Oddcast with Jenna and John. Thursday, your second dose of Unregimented for the week. Friday, you got the Weedsman Podcast. Saturday, another new show, The Captain's Table, for all you guys into nerd culture, we'll say. Your LARPing, your RPGs, video games, any kind of gaming, really. No one's going to cover it on The Captain's Table. So please check those out. Are all at ChristopherMedia.net. You can subscribe for free to all of them on iTunes. Stitcher as well. Hey, if you like what we do and you would like to show your support for us, you can donate to Christopher Media by using the PayPal button on ChristopherMedia.net. Please click through the Amazon banner on ChristopherMedia.net and bookmark the page. It won't cost you anything extra, and when you buy something, it will help to show your support for Christopher Media. If you're looking to launch your own website, please click through the HostGator banner at ChristopherMedia.net. That's who we use to host all of the Christopher Media shows. When you sign up for HostGator by clicking through our link, you are helping to support ChristopherMedia.net. DraftKings.com. Daily fantasy sports leagues. No season-long commitment. You can enter free or paid contests and win your share of over $200 million in prizes. When you click through the DraftKings banner at ChristopherMedia.net, you will get a free first-time deposit bonus when you sign up for DraftKings.com.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about politics.
It's kind of unavoidable, but we don't have to spend the whole episode on it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hijack the show. Yeah, it was.
I don't know how I feel about the Republicans regaining control of everything. Even though I lean that way, I don't know how I feel about that.
Whatever. I mean, come on. It's nothing's going to change. Nothing. It's going to still be locked bipartisan bullshit.
Well,
just to be the Republicans of the party,
so, yeah.
They add the boogeyman in with their philosophies, and I don't like politics and religion mixed, all right? I always say there are 2 buildings missing in New York because some people have mixed religion and politics, so I just don't like when it's the same reason I didn't vote for Mitt Romney and who the fuck he ran with 4 years ago or 2 years ago. I just don't like when it gets involved in like this new breed of Republican is awful churchy. Yeah. And that's, I don't know if I like that, now in power in Washington.
But that appeals to their base.
Yeah.
The thing, I don't know if this makes it better or not, but I don't believe a lot of them are as religious as they say they are. They kind of feel like they're forced to, or if they don't take the religious hardline on things, and they are going to lose their base.
Yeah, I get that, but it's scary to me.
I'm
really,
I'm not saying it makes it better. It would be better to hear somebody actually stand up for what they personally believe in, and not just try and tell somebody what they want to hear.
Like, there's a difference between morals ruling your decision making and dogma ruling your decision making, and that's what I.
Ideally,
what I
yeah, but not in practice.
That's what I think my issue is. They rule more they let more of the dogma influence their decision making rather than the basic rules of Christianity are just be a good person. Don't be a shithead. I always joke the 10 Commandments could be that long. Don't be a douchebag. But yeah, it's just you get the dogmas mixed in. It's no longer a question, and I don't like it. And I think that's kind of ironic coming from me.
Why coming from you?
Oh, just because I lean to the right. Now that power has been re-seized, so to speak, I just, like today I've been thinking about that. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm not exactly jumping up and down about this.
What it honestly proved is the fact, just everybody that Barack Obama campaigned for lost, every one of them. So that just
but
goes
also,
to speak.
not a lot of people wanted him to campaign for them because they kind of feared his low poll numbers.
Right, but the fact of the matter is everybody he campaigned for lost. Yeah. So that just tells you that the Democrats don't even like their main dude.
Well, I voted for him, but I'm not thrilled with him either. But speaking of, Chris, you said that you were unsure how you feel about having the Republicans controlling both houses now. I understand that feeling because, after I voted for Barack Obama, there was a short period of all right, this is cool. And then it's what's going to change? And you're even more critical now. Okay, now, whereas before I would maybe defend liberals more because I wanted to see them in power. As soon as they were in power, I was way more critical of them. I think it's only human nature that...
maybe it's the whole, the don't fuck up philosophy, or now just because who you wanted is in charge you're right, you're putting them more under the microscope, all right, buddy, you're here, now let's make sure you kind of idealize them, perhaps.
Yeah, but, I've been vastly disappointed on, I guess the main thing is that I find disappointing about Obama is the way that his word just fell out of my head. What's the word that you would call not just the president, but all the people that his cabinet?
His cabinet, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well,
administration?
Administration. That's the word that fell out of my head. Thank you. The way that his administration handles information in general, and we have a much more secretive government than we've ever had before.
Yeah, did either of you gentlemen get to hear Todd's podcast that went up yesterday?
No, I didn't. I have not had a chance yet.
Number 8, because by this time, number 9, all of a sudden, he's going to go from 2 months of nothing to giving us 3 here in the next couple weeks. But number 8, he just goes down the laundry list of Obama. In true Todd fashion, he's holding everybody to the fire.
Yeah.
And one of his main points is how this administration is handling things like wiretapping, sweeping people like Snowden under the rug, that kind of shit.
Yeah, privacy and information. Those are the two big things.
You can't argue with that. The Democrats want to know an awful lot about what's going on.
I'm not saying that it would be any
I'm sorry,
better
the
or worse.
Obama administration. I painted with a broad brush there when I said Democrats.
Yeah.
Yeah, Obama seems to want to know an awful lot about what's going on.
Well, that's why I voted mostly Libertarian this last time.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
I voted Democratic locally, and I guess not all locally, but I voted for Mary Buzema and Scotty Bowman for governor and lieutenant governor, and I voted Libertarian for the Senate. For local politics, I voted Democratic. Yeah, because I don't believe that there's the problems that I have with the Obama administration. I would probably have the same problems with a Republican administration.
Well, the left is center anymore, and the right is crazy.
Off the map.
I want to be right. I want to be right, but I can't associate with what I think the right really is.
They are all demons.
Right. I know.
I keep trying to make this point.
So I guess
doesn't matter what color your demon.
Just as left of right.
Yeah. My demon wears a blue tie. Well, my demon wears a red tie. They're still both demons.
Yeah.
But I did not vote. And not for the typical, the usual, like my dad calls us pop culture idiots or whatever. I wasn't informed enough this time around, and I wasn't going to be that guy. I wasn't going to go just to vote, be like, yeah, I voted, and then have no idea who the fuck I just voted for.
Yeah.
That was really my main motivation behind not voting this time. I'm not going to be uninformed. But if I'm stepping in a voting booth, I'm going to actually be informed. And I was not, so I'm not. The only thing I wanted to happen happened. So, the end.
But there wasn't really a big issue to drive people to the polls either. That's usually what gets people out during midterm elections. And not that many people were interested in the debate over whether to hunt wolves or not.
Yeah.
That was pretty much the only...
That's not a downstate issue. That's not our, it's not a down, we're downstaters. Like if you're where the wolves really
we're in the blue part of Michigan.
Yeah.
The rest of the state is very red.
Yeah, but I did indeed vote that it was okay to kill wolves.
But hey, Michigan, where were you at, labor? Ricky stayed in.
I know.
All those people who were so upset over right to work, where were you?
I was there. I was there.
I'm just pointing that out.
I'm just telling you.
That guy.
As labor.
I know.
Labor, I was there.
I know.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to. I voted everything else was libertarian because I'm a protest vote. I don't want to vote, but I consider it because I don't believe there's anybody in there just like you. I'm not paying attention to these people because whatever they have to say is bullshit anyways. I've seen what Rick Snyder does. He's totally flipped around and stabbed labor in the back when he said he wasn't going to.
Yeah.
So that irked me real bad. If he would have said right off the bat, I'm going to be pushing right to work, I would not have been as pissed at him. I would have still voted against him because of that issue.
But you wouldn't be as pissed at him.
No, I wouldn't. No, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's total. All right, the guy was upfront about it, like he was honest about it. He has some integrity. Like, okay, so he did that. But I had to vote against him because of that. And I didn't want to vote Democrat. I really didn't. Usually I just do all libertarian so that I'm a protest vote. I put the percentages in libertarian percentage because I'm just really voting for a third party. If they're like U.S. taxpayers party or something like that, and there was no libertarian, I would vote that way and not vote Democrat or Republican.
Right.
And it's just because all I am is a statistic. That's all I am. I'm an age group. I'm a whatever owner. I'm a this. I'm a that. I'm this demographic.
Yeah, I had no dream of like a libertarian getting elected to anything.
No, absolutely not. But it's my way of protest. You know what I mean? It's a peaceful way to protest. And it's like that's the power I'm given is that one vote. Here you go. Is it wasted? Whatever your opinion is, your opinion. Yeah. That's not you personally, the greater you, I mean.
Yeah, I think we had brought this up before, and you'd mentioned that it's not throwing your vote away because you are indeed saying something.
Right.
What we're saying is there's not enough options, or there's not enough difference between these two options that are the two likely winners.
Yeah, right. There's not enough intelligent options. Like they're all paid for. They're all in somebody's pocket. I don't care if you're a CEO. That's great. You know what I mean? That's awesome. If you're making in my opinion, wow, here comes something else. In my opinion, if you're making like $1 million a year, there's a salary cap to what you get paid for being a mayor. I understand you should be, or a governor or whatever.
Right.
You know, if you're already making millions, come on. You know, you're volunteering. Whatever.
Right.
You're set. You're fine.
Yeah.
So, because that's taxpayer dollars. You know, you want to save $1 million a year, cut them off all services are paid for, whatever, like they get bodyguards and shit like that.
Right.
But, wow, tangent.
I would love to see, and I think that's the only way we're going to see the playing field open up at all is when we get rid of the money that's involved in all these elections.
Absolutely.
And actually make it a level playing field for any qualified candidate.
Yep.
I will gladly give a small portion of my paycheck every 2 weeks to make sure that there's a level political playing field. You can make that part of my taxes. I will not complain one bit.
Yes, or maybe we pay enough taxes and we're just squandering too much of that money on stupid shit.
Yeah, I don't think our taxpayer dollars should be used for campaigning.
Yeah, I think
at all.
I think it should be.
Well, I mean, we got to be realistic.
You can keep it level.
Because the signs come from somewhere. The airtime costs money.
It costs money to run an election, and to get your information out.
That's what the FCC is about, though. I mean, you're like, this is government business. It's free. Like, we're not paying you shit. We're allowing, the government can say, you're using our airwaves. Like you may own them, but we're leasing them to you.
Right.
I mean, that's, totalitarian state.
That is a good point, though, because, they are supposed to allot a certain amount of airtime to public service.
You have government access channels. Use those. If people want to see political ads, it's on government access.
Right.
And
then if you get rid of all the business of politics, then you don't have to have local offices with people running them, people making signs and, spending money on advertisement for, placing high viewer TV ads. I mean, the ads were ridiculous.
I don't watch enough TV to even know any of the ads.
Yeah,
that is one thing I loved about my disconnecting from the media here for about the last month. Everyone's tired of political ads. I don't fucking care.
I just been hearing them on the radio. The radio ads are just relentless.
Now, I recall being very fatigued in 2012. Like, when Election Day rolled around, I was like, thank you, Jeebus. Yeah. Election Day is here. But I can imagine it's probably super annoying as hell.
I didn't check gas prices today. Did they go up?
Nope.
Give them a week.
I got gas.
A week? Okay.
They're not going to go up.
In a week they will.
I don't think so.
After the elections, of course.
No.
All right. Are you with me on this? We'll throw $1 on this,
and
kitty.
I'll check interest rates. I'll check mortgage interest rates in a week, too, and I'll see where they're at as well.
We'll throw $1
right now they're at the
on
lowest point they've been all year.
Yeah.
They want everybody happy-go-lucky when they're stepping into those booths.
The current gas prices are based on overproduction, though.
Oh, I understand.
And the U.S. is actually producing more than ever, and OPEC has said that they like the current production rate and what they're getting per barrel, and they will just continue that for as long as possible. They don't want to see an increase in oil prices because they understand the bigger picture that the car companies didn't understand for a decade or more, which is that the lower the gas prices are, the less people are interested in alternative fuel vehicles,
right?
Or even just more fuel-friendly vehicles. So actually, the car companies, I heard, is one group that does not want to see gas prices stay this low because they have to meet certain emissions. They have to say that X amount of their fleet on the road currently is expelling a total of X amount of pollutants into the air, and they have to meet certain standards. I forget the name of the law that passed that monitors all this, but so what they're looking at now with low gas prices, people buying more of the older style vehicles that are more gas guzzling, and now they have more cars out there that have more emissions, and so they're not meeting their requirements that they're required by law to hit for their emissions. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Kind of on a slightly different note than that, but kind of the same. Did you hear about, Tesla's not allowed to sell their cars in Michigan because they don't have
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they don't have dealerships, okay? So they sell direct. They don't sell third party. Well, that's against the law in Michigan. You have to have a dealership. Because what Tesla does is they just set a couple cars up in a mall.
Right.
They buy a store or lease a store. They set a couple.
Like buying a sleep number bed.
Right. They deliver it to your house, you know.
Right.
It's exactly. And Rick Snyder actually signed it into law that Tesla cannot sell here unless they go through dealerships.
Someone's in Big Auto's pocket.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's not that I've seen a lot of Teslas out there, but I think I've seen one or two on the roads of Michigan, and they must have purchased them out of state then.
So there was a meeting with Rick Snyder.
Well, I think they had a store here.
The chairman of all three.
Yeah, that's...
Wait, what did you say, Chris?
I said there was probably a meeting with Rick Snyder and the chairman of all three of the big three.
Oh, yeah.
And they went,
nah.
I know that's rabbit hole kind of shit, but I wouldn't see that,
Well,
a meeting
true
could technically be
politics.
lunch.
Right.
Hey, let's all go out to lunch.
Next
Talk
meeting
about
on
this.
the next agenda, a next item on the agenda would be the people want more public transportation. Well, okay, but they can have a train, but it can only go up and down Woodward, and it can't go off the side of the city limits.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, they're putting down a straight people mover now.
That's great. Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, let's
stop throwing money like that at the city and just start tearing shit down with that money. Just tear it down and whatever. There's no houses, less rats, blah 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 blah. That comes with a burned out, blown up house.
But there was I forget who it was, but it was somebody locally who had a shit ton of money, obviously, because he was in negotiations with the city to buy 6,000 properties.
Isn't that the guy from Quicken Loans?
Yeah.
What's his name? Gosh,
I can't remember, but
that dude's got a private police force. You know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's got literally has a private armed police force.
Dan Gilbert.
Thank you.
What is his name?
Dan Gilbert.
Dan Gilbert, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, they couldn't reach an agreement with this guy, though. I mean, what? I don't know the details of it. What could the city possibly want? Why don't they just yes, have them? Or you want to do something with these properties and make livable houses, or even tear them down so that they're not just blights.
How about here? You take them for a buck a piece or whatever. You're paying the taxes on them,
right?
We'll forgive the back taxes. You're paying the taxes on them,
right?
As long as you keep it clean, it's fine. You don't have to build anything. You just have to keep it clean.
Yeah,
because Detroit's local government for about the last 4 decades has been insane. Yeah. That's the only thing. Just dealing with the city council.
Yeah. I can't believe there's a Republican in as a mayor of Detroit. That's holy cow.
Yeah, I was crazy. Shocked as hell. Mike Duggan got elected.
That's crazy. That's money right there. That's Dan Gilbert. I'm not saying that. That's
I mean, I'm just saying. You asked me before the election if he'd ever get elected in a million years. Hell no.
No. Hell no. Wow.
Someone finally showed up with a big enough bag of money, I guess. But I mean, the last 40 years.
Coincidence? Is it coincidence?
But I mean, it's expanding their business in Detroit.
This is just conspiracy theory. I don't know shit.
Well, Quicken Loans is actually moving their main headquarters to Michigan now.
Yeah.
But look at it. It's someone with a bag of money who actually has an interest in the city of Detroit rather than the previous 4 years.
That's awesome.
Where everybody was just distributing the bag of money amongst themselves.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is what it is.
$11 billion in debt? Is that that's what the bankruptcy's for, right? $11 billion in debt?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Something dumb.
Whatever it is, all the art in the DIA is not going to cover it.
No. No, and neither is policemen's pensions or their health care that they paid for while they were working, doing a hard fucking job. Yeah, that's bullshit. And then they tax the pensions on top of that. They took their health care away, taxed their pensions. I mean, come on.
I can't imagine.
They paid for that, man. That's the whole thing is
be furious.
Yeah, right. I feel for. Oh, now they're on Obamacare, which is kind of ironic because they're mostly Republicans.
Yeah.
I mean, I do feel for them though. I mean, they were, some of them guys worked 30 years in some hard ass streets doing some hard work, and then all of a sudden have your shit taken away from you that should have been paid for while you were working for it, not used as a freaking petty cash drawer. And that's pretty much what happened. People, that's ridiculous. Getting all worked up over that. I'm not even a cop.
Well, even though my libertarian vote was pretty much, like Jay said, it was a message. I did research beforehand what I was getting into and what I was voting for, just so I could feel like I, had some cause or something. I don't know. Maybe it was just to make myself feel better or make myself feel like I was doing something more intelligent than just, protesting. that protesting isn't intelligent, but
Did this crazy thing called making sure you knew what you were voting for,
yeah.
rather than just blindly checking next to L.
Libertarian. Yeah, whatever. I did that. So what?
I'm not saying like
America.
it didn't matter either way. I mean, the fact that I agree with Mary Buzema on her view of asset forfeiture in crimes or proposed crimes, or even just people suspected of criminal activities, they can seize their property. She's against that. She's for legalization of weed, elimination of marriage laws. So basically getting marriage out of the government's hand completely.
Wow.
That
Which
will never happen.
No, that'll never happen.
It'll
but
never
that's
happen.
cool.
It'll never happen.
no.
But I'm for it.
It should just be, well, okay, so if you're going to keep it in the government, it should just be a binding business contract between two people.
Right.
That's it. Take the religion out of the government.
Yeah.
Binding contract.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing. I mean, we're making great progress lately across this nation when it comes to marriage equality. But yeah, the bigger picture for me is, why is it up to the state to determine who gets married, period?
You can only have one wife. It's against the law if you have more than one wife.
Right.
Well, if I take care of them, why?
Yeah.
Jay is pro harem.
Well, no, it'll never happen. Wow, I'm talking about that.
Harem.
Yeah, I'm talking about that shit on my 15th wedding anniversary. That's priceless. I was going to let her listen to this show, maybe for the first 5 minutes. Be like, listen, honey, I was all sweet
pro
and
Mormon?
mushy.
Honey, don't you think? Don't you like somebody to help you?
No,
with the
I'm
wash?
just pro freedom of marriage, just freedom of marriage.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I agree with him.
You can't marry a cow or a goat. That's just not cool. That's beyond the laws of nature.
Right.
And, okay, now that's putting my stigma on it. So if it was in there, you can marry a cow or a goat. Would I vote against it? No, I wouldn't. If it was freedom of marriage, I wouldn't vote against it because, whatever, okay, you're crazy.
Yeah, but for me, it falls under, marriage falls under just about anything else that two consenting adults would do.
Sentient beings, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Right. No, I
mean,
know.
as soon as you can't, as soon as you don't have a sentient party in there.
I know what I mean. Would I vote against it if that was in there? If everybody could freely marry anything.
Yeah.
It has to stay the way it is right now.
Anything, that would be weird.
Well, marrying another dude is weird, but I mean, it's not my, so what? Who cares? My opinion shouldn't be law.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, you'd have.
I'm not going to do that.
No, I'm just saying you'd have people marrying their action figure. I could just see somebody on the
body pillow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That could get weird.
Whatever.
It would get weird instantly.
Marrying this giant stuffed animal. Hey,
pocket knife and a freaking, some sewing thread and needle. You're all good to go.
I'm marrying this mannequin I made. Yeah. No, you're not.
How about your real doll? You're marrying your real doll? There's a group that's actually they're lobbying for that so that they can marry their real dolls.
Wow. That's got to be a weird lobbyist meeting.
I don't know. I'm making it up. There probably is, though.
They only meet at adult bookstores the third Saturday of every month.
We can 5-way my doll. She doesn't care. She's a freak.
No, I mean, I'm with you guys. I'm pretty much for whatever candidates, general philosophy is leave me alone or we'll leave you alone. I'm in.
Yeah, I hear you.
As long as I'm not hurting myself or anyone around me, leave me alone.
It's cool. You can follow the 10 Commandments. That's cool. That's totally cool. Whatever. Don't have to make them law, though.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, I mean, most of them are. If you look at it, most of them are law.
No, they
don't
are.
kill anybody.
No, I know.
Because the common sense
cool
things
with
that we can all agree on.
I'm totally cool with that. Don't kill
fuck
nobody.
somebody else's wife.
Yeah, well, unless it's consenting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Certain communities in Florida, that commandment doesn't exist.
Right.
I don't know why I picked Florida.
But that shouldn't be wrong.
It just sounds like swingers would live there.
Some 80-year-old swingers.
Yeah.
Get over here.
Swingers.
I got a brand new cane. Let me show you where I can put that thing.
Hey, man, all the free love people are getting in their 60s. You never know.
I hope you drank your Ensure before you came in here, Sonny. You're going to need it. I'm going to totally do that. I'm going to dump a bunch of freaking, what's the boner pill? Viagra. I'm going to crush Viagra up and drinking some Ensure when I'm old. You're like, all right, honey, I'm coming.
Hey, make it Cialis so you can get a boner whenever you want.
Yeah. I'm just going to get a pump.
What, is that how it works?
Isn't Viagra when you want to be hard right now, and Cialis is like you can get a boner whenever?
I don't know. I've never done it.
I don't know. I don't need these
I
yet.
have no idea.
I tried that Extend shit. Oh, my God.
Yeah?
I thought I was going to die.
Really?
Yeah. I was up all night afterwards. I was so ripped. It was like I took like 50 NoDoz.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually stayed home from work the next day.
Oh, no.
My wife's like, you're not coming anywhere near me with that thing.
Oh, the young lady I took it with quite enjoyed it.
Well, man, gentleman doesn't kiss and tell, so you got to make it funnier.
That was the Extends, huh? Because I've taken like I have generic Viagra that I've taken, and pretty much, a couple hours and then it's gone.
Well, Extends was like that too, but it was like when I wanted to. I wasn't stuck with it.
Yeah.
It's just when I was like, ready to go.
Yeah. When a slight breeze came through, or,
Well,
you went fishing in your pocket for change.
The dog licks your hand the wrong way.
my wife walked by like 3 rooms away.
She told you she was washing her unmentionables.
I just heard a toilet flush.
That kind of reminds me of, I have like, the palm of my hand is a very sensitive area, right? I was hanging out with a friend, and I offered him some M&Ms from my hand, and his hands were busy because he was mixing some records. We were DJing, and he went to just lean over and eat them out of the palm of my hand. And I went, no, and like yanked my hand away and threw the M&Ms all over the place. I would rather lose my old stash of M&Ms than let his lips anywhere near my hand.
Yeah, you're like, you don't know what you're starting, buddy.
Right. That would just be like him getting too close to my junk.
Are you buying me dinner? I'll take
A
the
man
dinner
is not
first.
allowed to initiate that sequence.
No.
I'm sure we'll hit on this on Friday when we touch on it for a little bit right now. We have 3 more states. Well, sort of. 2 more states in a district now legal with marijuana.
Well, yeah.
They were smart. They'd just dumb us down. Be like, legalize the shit. Just dumb it right down. Like, oh.
That was one of the weirder things about this election. Jay and I were talking before you called in that it was an election that went for the conservatives as far as electing people to office, but was very liberal on the issues. Everywhere except for Florida didn't get their medical marijuana.
And that fucking blows my mind.
No,
because you would think. I mean, you would think Florida's a little bit more liberal, but perhaps, not exaggerating here, maybe because of all of those older people down there. Yeah. Maybe that's why.
Florida,
it's a little bit more conservative.
Yeah, it's very conservative.
Yeah, it's. I don't think it's that liberal at all.
It's like the baseline of conservatives.
I don't know, Miami? I mean, you think Miami's probably full.
Yeah, but they can't vote.
Jeb
They're
Bush.
illegal. They're illegal.
Yeah, and I did forget Jeb is a favorite son down there.
Yeah, he's coming. I think he's running for president, isn't he?
I'm sure
I
he is.
heard rumors about it.
I'm sure he is.
I'll vote Rand Paul.
Because it comes down to names these days. So you got the name, man.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Like there was a local judge whose name is James Redford, but his middle name is Robert. And he uses the Robert. And every time they said his name,
Are we really still that dumb?
Vote for James Robert Redford.
Yep.
God damn it.
Yep.
Like,
We're really still
I want to
that
vote for
fucking
Robert
stupid.
Redford.
I like Robert Redford. He's badass motherfucker.
Oh, there's a man's man.
You can be glad I didn't vote yesterday. That's still going on out there. Oh, who looks better on TV? I'll vote for him.
Oh,
You're part of the problem. Hey, you like that creamer? That frosted sugar cookie?
No.
I had to grab that
It's
up.
hazelnut. This is hazelnut.
Yeah.
Oh, you said no?
No, I went and got some hazelnut.
Oh.
I looked at that shit and went, blah.
Did you even try it?
No.
It's delicious.
And
I got 2
I don't get
coffees.
shit that tries to taste like other things. Like other flavors, introducing a different flavor
Just give
into
me cream.
it
Just give me cream.
is one thing. Cream with some vanilla or some hazelnut, like I like sometimes. But to like take the whole taste of every part of a birthday cake and shove it into an Oreo makes no sense to me at all. And it's absolutely disgusting. It's like just eating all of the frosting off of a cake, off of like one of those shitty cakes, like an angel food cake with that thick lard ass frosting, and you just eat all the frosting off of it.
Yeah, it's the best part.
I hate cake. I hate cake. God, I hate cake.
I'm not such a fan. Yeah,
I hate cake.
Yeah, I'm not a cake person.
Actually, bumpy cake, but that's pretty much just fudge.
Yeah,
it might as well be
chocolate overload.
Yeah.
Thank God Halloween's over. The candy barrage has stopped.
Oh, no.
I try to avoid sweets.
I got 3
in the last
kids.
2 weeks of October.
Well,
they're just pretty much unavoidable.
Yeah.
Halloween was miserable around here. How'd your kids make out?
They did really well, actually.
Yeah?
Because there wasn't
They
that many
tough it
kids.
out?
Oh, yeah, my kids did, yeah.
Yeah.
They were with their cousins, so they were hardcore about it. Damn. Like, we told them, we're like, when you guys want to go home, you just tell us, we'll go. And they just kept on trucking.
Ah,
Yeah, it was nasty.
To quote Scott, something he put on Facebook, people were probably breaking kids' shoulders with candy because, the weather probably kept a lot of people out. So, any trick-or-treaters, here, I have a handful. I got to get rid of this shit.
My son was dressed as Scooby-Doo, man. It's the cutest damn costume I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, it's got like a big head on top of it. Like, it's funny. It's a hoodie, and there's a head on top of it. It's so funny when he walks around, the head bobbles around. It cracks me
So
up.
you still see his whole face
You see,
in the neck.
but he's all Scooby-Doo.
Right.
It's like a whole onesie kind of thing with a hoodie.
Awesome.
He's 3, so...
Oh, so you couldn't do the laugh?
No, he comes up to the house, and this lady's like, oh, Scooby-Doo, Rick or Eat. And he goes, Rick or Eat. So every house he went to after that, he said Rick or Eat, and he got 2 handfuls of candy at least 5 houses. And this lady, like, these people just reach in and just grab 2 handfuls, throw it in his bag. I was like, man, hell yeah, you scored, kid.
You already figured it out. Push the cuteness.
He got a Pez.
Like a dispenser and everything?
The whole thing, a Pez package.
What was the Pez?
Winnie the Pooh.
Nice.
Yeah, whatever. He's 3 years old. I'm not
3? That's score.
Yeah, if it would have been Lightning McQueen, he would have, or Mickey Mouse, he would have shit a golden egg, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's Mickey Mouse freak.
Right, not many kids are into just the Mickey.
No, he
or the
loves
Donald
Mickey.
Duck, you know?
He loves Mickey, man.
They're all about the planes and the cars and the...
No, not him. He likes the old school Mickey. Have you seen like the newest Mickeys that are out there? Like
I did, yeah, very throwback, black and white.
Fantastic, man.
They are really great looking cartoons.
Have you seen Donald Has an Egg?
No.
Oh my God.
I only saw one with Mickey and Pluto.
Oh, okay. Oh no, you got to see Donald Has an Egg. It's the funniest shit in the world. Yeah, like actually, Goofy and Mickey get shrunk and ended up getting ingested by Donald Duck, so they're like all through his digestive tract. Oh man, you know what? I gotta play the beginning of it because it's the freaking most hilarious shit.
May I smoke another one of your Marlboros? Sir?
Absolutely. There's my catchphrase right there. Absolutely. You guys asked me that.
That's kind of mine too.
You said that the first show. You asked me that the first show, and I couldn't think of it. And that's it. Yep.
Mine's
Yeah. I don't know if I'm doing that in my head or out loud sometimes. That's
oh yeah, editing myself. I'm like, I don't cut them all out, but if I do like 3 in a row, I'm like, well, I'll take 1 out.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I think that might.
I already drank 2 cups of coffee. I'm pissed.
There's no issue that that got you out to the polls, Chris. You didn't care whether wolves got shot or not. I think
nope. I let someone else do my hunting for me, and I buy it.
I'm not going to get out there and shoot them.
Small shrink-wrapped pieces from my local grocery store.
Well, I guess the wolf population, they were on the endangered species list, the gray wolves in Michigan, until 2 years ago. And now they...
So, why let them come back? Let's start shooting them again.
Well, because there's actually double the statistics of both cattle and dogs being killed by wolves. But, I mean, this is like, it went from 11 to 22 cattle, you know? Oh, no. So, I mean, it's not like an epidemic, but...
No, I mean, yeah, but I mean, think about it. If you live up by that and your cattle are getting taken, that's like $1,000 getting chopped down on.
Yeah.
And like your dog gets killed or your...
That's like a family member
your
for
chickens,
a lot of people.
like all your chickens get eaten by wolves, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's an upstate problem. That's how I look at it. We can't comprehend what they have to deal with because we don't have to deal with it.
Now, can they...
I think they should have the right to hunt them.
I agree.
On any animal that's endangering any of your property.
There's almost
Well, if
650
they catch a wolf
of
on
them.
their property, can they shoot it? Like if they catch it, like
now they can.
killing a dog, can they?
Yeah,
it got
now
voted
they
in.
can. Well, no. The hunting part didn't get voted in, but you can. Yeah, they did vote. They took it off the what do you call it? Not endangered, but the next level protected list. Protected list means you can't do that. The state would just reimburse you for it. So if it comes on your property, kills your dog, you can't kill the wolf. The state, you just send the state like basically the vet bill or whatever. They actually reimburse you for your animal. If it killed your chickens, you get reimbursed for them.
Send the state a dead chicken.
Well, yeah. So that's you have to apply for all that shit.
Cut off 10 chicken heads, send them in a box to Lansing.
I don't have the problem, so I can't understand it.
I think there might have been...
but I voted yes on that, by the way.
I voted yes on it. There might have been some personal bias there. Not that I was ever threatened by wolves, but I felt threatened by wolves.
They dingo eat your baby.
One time, I went with a couple friends to one of the friends had a family farm in Canada. And we went there for the weekend just to get away and just basically spent the weekend drinking around the campfire. I think the second night we stayed there, we went for a long walk with like one flashlight. And you forget, living in cities or suburbs, just how fucking dark it gets out there.
Yeah.
When you don't have artificial light around. And how many fucking stars you can see, too. But so we're all kind of huddled together. We got this one weak-ass little flashlight. This is before LED flashlights and shit. So you got, like, the bulb, and it was probably, like, half-dead batteries. And I remember getting spooked by a cow on the way out there because we're all, like, shining around and everything. Every little noise we hear, and we hear some rustling, and we shine it over, and there's a cow, like, 10 feet from us staring at us. That scared the hell out of us. Then we go a little bit further, decide to come back. On the way back, this is maybe about 45 minutes later after we see the cow, we hear the cow. It's got to be maybe 200 feet away from us. We can't see shit. There's no way the flashlight's getting down the road that far. And we hear lots of wolves. And that cow sounds like it's being tortured. They have no idea what happened to the cow, if they ate the cow, if the cow is alive.
It sounds like that cow was dinner.
But we sat there, I shit you not, for like over an hour. The first part, it was maybe another 20 minutes of whatever the fuck was going on happening. And then the rest of the time, us just sitting there like, what do we do now?
Keep
I do
walking.
not, because we had to go back. It was just like this long ass road. And we were going back to the farm.
Oh, shit.
And it was like right in our path. And it's not like, we have the one shitty flashlight. We're not going off the path and trying to find a way. Who knows? We're probably going to run into wolves that way, even more so than trying to go down the road. But it was literally, it had to have been the same fucking cow that we had seen on the way there. So yeah, that scared us shitless.
But the cartoons taught us you need like a big giant mallet, maybe like a stick of TNT.
Let your
That
road
only
runner
works for
loose.
coyotes.
Yeah. Maybe a giant slingshot, rubber band.
I was up hunting and fishing. I was like a little bit north of West Branch. I was with like 6 other guys. We were in a 16 by 25 tent with a wood burning stove inside this thing, all on cots and stuff. It was an awesome trip. Well, I had to go take a shit. Well, you take a shit in a bucket. We made a little tarp bathroom kind of a thing. Well,
Why wouldn't you go outside?
I went outside. No. We make a little tarp.
Oh, okay.
Like a tarp bathroom, like in the woods, it's like off from the camp.
I was picturing a sectioned off part of the tent.
No, I'm sorry. I should have been a little more
Sounds
descriptive.
more like
I guess.
prison to me.
Yeah. Yeah, and later on, But anyways, I'm sitting there, just got my flashlight, whatever.
Yeah.
And I hear rustle, like 10 feet in front of me. I was like, all right. I got my pants down. Shine the flashlight up, and there was 3 wolves.
No shit.
Yeah, good thing I didn't have pants on because I shit.
So you're in a good spot to get the shit scared out of you.
Yeah.
They looking at you or just like
They took off.
kind of doing their own thing?
As soon as I shined the light, they took off.
Yeah. They're not likely to fuck with humans.
I was armed, so I was okay. I was armed, but still, I don't.
But if that happened to me, like after the movie The Grey came out, I don't know what I would have done.
I got to see that movie because you're the second person in 2 days to tell me about that.
I'm sure it's come up because of the issue, but
you'd still be on that farm now.
I am a total sucker for Liam Neeson.
Have you seen was it 1,000 Ways to Die in the West?
No.
You should see that. He's in that.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix. Is it on Netflix?
No, and that's a comedy.
No, it's not on Netflix. It's a pay-per-view on my...
I've seen him be rather funny before.
Yeah. He's the bad guy in that. He's funny. Yeah. Scarlett Johansson looks, I'm not normally a fan, but she looked all right.
Oh, I'm a fan.
Also, now you're going to definitely watch that movie. At least you got some assholes to talk to while you're a million miles away.
Yeah, I know, right?
I hate being in hotel rooms. Yeah. I hate being in hotel rooms, and it's so boring.
I just listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
Read shit on the internet.
I don't
go to sleep early.
I'm usually studying.
I like staying in hotels.
It depends on the hotel. There's a couple hotels this year I stayed in. I was like, never again. There's one I stayed in Brooklyn, which I'm pretty sure people were taking hookers to. It's just one morning, I'd never told the story yet. There's one morning I wake up and the hallway just smells like weed and you hear like 4 or 5 couples just fucking all up and down the hall.
Really?
Yeah. This is like at 8:30 in the morning on a fucking Wednesday.
It could have been. I mean, and not to say that it wasn't prostitutes, but
cocaine, Jack.
Maybe they're running webcams out of the place.
Yeah. It's Craigslist, probably.
But I mean,
Craigslist ads,
hookups.
What's the other one?
True, but I mean, I did go down to the lobby, and I had to run back to the hotel one of the days in the middle of the afternoon.
And the bellhop offered you a hooker.
No, but there was a couple guys in the lobby with a couple of women who were dressed way too well for that time of day.
This day and age, it just means they had pants on at least or something. They were.
Well, I did notice
most women walk around in stretchy leggings, showing off all of their ass.
Thank you, whoever invented that. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope you're rich, absolutely filthy rich. Thank you.
I did notice in Brooklyn the last time I was there, and I think it was Corolla talked about this. The fine line between regular woman and hooker is becoming blurred. The way they dress.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, just walking down up 86th Street in Brooklyn in the middle of the afternoon, like...
You weren't even sure who was safe to catcall to.
You're like, hey, baby, you want to go out? You want to go out, honey? You want to go out?
Timely. But, yeah, just the way the fashion is now, and well, especially at night, because, with all the bars that are around, especially on the weekend, it's like 10, 15 years ago, the line between hooker and not hooker was a little bit more discernible than it is now.
I think it's some of that rave culture seeping into the mainstream. The better parts of it, like half-naked women.
What's sad, though, is like if you ever watch like a woman that's, dressed, or a girl or whatever, not girl, like, college-age woman, and they walk by college-age men, and those guys don't turn their heads. And it's like, really, you're that desensitized?
Yeah.
It's like...
Are they probably nailed some chick that looks like her 2 nights ago?
Yeah, right.
Still.
I'm old. I feel old.
It's all rooted from jealousy.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I get it. You want to be like Son. Pay attention.
Yeah,
they got like 5 years left, tops. All right?
Yeah,
Gravity starts taking over soon.
Mm-hmm. Get on that. Don't waste no time, because you're going to look like shit, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Newsflash. You ain't going to get any better looking either, buddy. Your metabolism's going to slow down. Some of you, your hair might start going away, if it hasn't already. But there's another hotel I stayed in upstate New York about a month ago. I slept on top of the covers in my clothes. Besides of the actual, I've talked about this before, the initial impression of the hotel as I pulled up to where my room was, this looks like the kind of hotel you could get killed at. And yeah, then just walked in and yeah. So Econo Lodge and Sleep In, you guys are off of my list. I will not stay in you ever again. I'll sleep in the rental car. So, anything else going on besides election? No one has Ebola yet?
No.
Oh, man.
Anyone feeling no Ebola? Got the Ebola?
Yeah, I guess we can't avoid it. It's still like the topic. I mean, the election took over a little bit. Yeah, I did read. I actually read an intelligent article about Ebola. That was a rare find. This was from the New England Journal of Medicine. Down. And the name of the article is Panic, Paranoia, and Public Health. The AIDS Epidemic Lessons for Ebola. And it just reminds us of the whole article is basically a reminder of the stupidity that was out there in the media, a lot of it just through word of mouth about AIDS and how you could contract it. And we're seeing the same thing with Ebola, or at least the start of it.
No one's gotten AIDS from toilet seat yet. No one's gotten HIV from a mosquito. You know, those were things from, 20 years ago? Things that were...
Well, it was common knowledge. I mean, I remember hearing about this shit, and I was, maybe just turning a teenager when this is happening. Like not when I first started hearing about it, but when it was like all over the place. And people were talking about like how you could contract it. Why do I keep saying contract it? Sounds like I'm like hiring somebody out, doesn't it? You contract a disease. You send some flu over.
Well, no, it did its job. It put the fear of God in most of us.
So the high risk groups were known as the 4 H's: homosexuals, heroin addicts, hemophiliacs, and Haitians. The hemophiliacs was because of high chance of blood transfusion. And Haitians, I guess there's just a lot of cases, a disproportionate number of cases of AIDS in Haiti at the time. Probably the best thing that I read in this article is the quote from William F. Buckley, who, this was in 1986, so I was like 11. I had no idea who the fuck he was at the time, and he's dead now. He had recommended that people who were HIV positive get a tattoo on their arm, or, that's if they're a drug user, or on one of their buttock, if they were a homosexual.
The scarlet letter.
That's what he proposed.
What a mood killer, by the way.
And even had the balls to bring it up again in, I think it was 2008. And it said, in 2008, he brings it up again. Like, some people thought that this was a good idea, but I guess not most of you.
Based on my research with Nathaniel Hawthorne, I've come up with this logical assumption.
But yeah, we are seeing so much ignorant talk about and speculation about how you can contract this disease. I was listening to NPR. No, I was listening to there was a local public radio station on WDET, and one of the local guys was interviewing a doctor, and he was talking specifically about the ways that you can contract it, and when you're actually, what's the word, when you can give somebody the disease.
Contagious.
Yes, when you are contagious. So they were talking about the period during which you are contagious, which he said was basically as soon as you start having symptoms. And the reporter came back with, well, yeah, but what if you show signs of high fever that night, but that morning you were talking to your mailman? Like,
if you didn't spit on him, I think you'd be all right.
And said,
if you didn't spit into his mouth.
Right? Or offer him a glass of something and say, does this taste like puke or diarrhea to you?
Would you like to lick my butthole after you deliver me the mail?
Like, first of all, nobody fucking talks to their mailman. No. Right? They don't know their name. They don't say hi to him. They don't greet him. They might, if they see him, they like peek at him through the curtain.
Actually,
wait till they leave.
I say hello to my mail carrier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
I never see him.
The funny thing is, a friend of mine, I'm sorry, I'm taking a
No, go ahead.
But the funny thing is I was walking out to get the mail one day, and the mail carrier was like, she's in a truck. She's like, hey, are you, blah, blah, blah. Are you Jay? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh, my son is, I know her son. And she had actually delivered their a baby shower invitation to my house. So she had, I apparently had something to do with getting them together. And it's really strange because I don't remember saying anything. But like, they both have thanked me for whatever I said to him. Or I don't even know. I gave some like drunken ass messed up advice to somebody and they took it and it worked out.
Great.
Right on. So, but yeah, no, she was totally cool. It was really cool to, I used to know my garbage men too.
Really?
Yeah, but they changed companies. Not know them, but I mean, I'd talk to them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Jay rolling old school.
Oh yeah, man, I got to know who the hell, I want to know who the hell's around my house. I want to know who you are.
Makes sense.
I want to know what's going on.
But yeah, you can't contract Ebola from just having a conversation with somebody or shaking their hand.
No.
Or hugging them or kissing them. I mean, that's a higher risk. I wouldn't French somebody with Ebola.
It is direct bodily fluids, and that's is that what it is? I didn't hear.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
that's
direct infected bodily fluids. So they're saying specifically
Puke.
I mean, sure, I shouldn't self-monitor. I've been to the Atlanta airport here in the last couple months. I've been to JFK. I've been in all these nerve centers where people are coming in from who knows where.
Yeah, and I'm not. I think the quarantines of well, especially the one lady in what state was it? Rhode Island? It was somewhere up in
Maine.
Maine, yes. There's a lady from Maine, the nurse from Maine, that they quarantined, and
told them to fuck off.
who has shown no symptoms.
Yeah, like didn't she like go for a run and walk her dog, and then people following her, and she's saying, "I don't give a fuck. I don't have it."
Right. Yeah, but her dog probably has it. What if the dog goes after somebody? Gives him dog Ebola.
It's Ebola you get from behind.
I guess that could happen.
Dog Ebola.
Dog Ebola.
So what about the claims that I like how people are putting the idea out there that, what if ISIS uses Ebola as a weapon?
Oh, yeah. That's what they call the 1-2 punch.
Yeah, it's like, why do you got to say that shit? You know, like, just shush. It's, shh.
Well, yeah, this is fed right into anybody who is who's looking to protect our borders from all these immigrants that are bringing diseases in.
Well, they're not going to close the borders until they open the FEMA camps, Aaron, all right? They have to get those set up first.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that reminds me of something else, though. We had said before about how, we've got out of 3 people here, 2 of them voted, and those 2 threw their votes away.
Yep. Yep.
But we don't, because none of us expect anything to change or get done.
Right.
We might actually see some things get done. I mean, just the fact that you have Republicans being able to have, they have the biggest majority in the House that they've ever had before, and they have control of the Senate for the first time in almost a decade. So I'm sure they have an agenda that they want to push through, and they're going to be able to do it quite easily. And it's not likely to see vetoes from presidents these days.
Nope.
Especially not if he's
done, man. Like,
he's done.
Yeah, exactly.
He is.
There's no way around it.
Nope. He's done.
But if you listen to Obama's speech today about the results, he throws in there that now that he understands if he wants anything to happen with immigration, it's not going to be able to go through the House or the Senate because it will never get passed. He's going to have to make an executive order, which isn't a final thing. It's kind of like a stopgap solution, but it would basically, it hasn't said this, but what they've talked about in the past is amnesty for all the illegal immigrants working here now.
Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, absolutely. Because the people that are stepping up and saying that they want to be citizens, they want to pay taxes and be able to live in not live in fear of deportation constantly and contribute something to society. That's who those people are. They are contributing to society.
I'm cool. I'm cool if that's how it worked out. I'd be totally cool with that. But it's there's another whole side to that, you know.
Sure.
Do you let their whole family come here too because their wife and children are down in Mexico and they're just mailing their money back there? Do you let them come too?
They still pay taxes if they're...
Right, but would you let them come too and give them amnesty as well? Or would they have to go through the citizenship process?
I would prefer that they went through... I would prefer everybody went through the citizenship process, but it's kind of like, what do you do now?
Well, so I'm just asking. I mean, that's where it's kind of sketchy for me is like, you know, you got fathers here that are earning money for their family back in Mexico.
Well, yeah, you're bringing up the important other side of this.
I'm not saying I like it or don't like it. I just, like, that's the kind of questions that I would, you know, like, I don't know if I guess I agree with that because, you know, like, do they have to go through the citizenship process, or because they're married and have children, that person's allowed to have the same amnesty as well, and so are their kids?
It is something that you have to consider, especially when you're making laws, is where does this end? Yep. I mean, is this now going to snowball into anybody who manages to set foot is going to be declaim amnesty?
Yeah, I don't agree with that. That I don't agree with.
I come down
if you're working here, hey, you know, you're trying to do the American dream.
Right.
Just the same way all the ancestors of everybody who's been here is doing. It's the same thing.
Give them a social security number and take 25% of their check just like the rest of us.
Amen to that.
More tax dollars. But I think what you're talking about, Jay, I think like if you're here, you're here.
Right,
Like,
but what if your family's not?
Tough shit.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
well, I think like they should be,
in our government's fashion, it will be. They'll know about the date 4 years before it'll happen.
Oh yeah,
You get your family over here before that date. I mean,
that's what'll happen. Is you'll see an inrush of the border.
Oh, for sure,
big time.
I think it'll be inevitable anyways if you do that. I think
I think if you did it, it'd have to be like, bam, right now. Okay, the law is passed. It's right today. Boom, done. You're here. You're here. You're here. There's no anybody else who crosses the border.
Yeah.
Anybody else who crosses the border. Sorry, you weren't here when this law was passed.
And then make it like, all right, you're here, and you have X amount of time to become an actual citizen. Go and once they go through the process and they're an actual citizen, rather than just being under amnesty, then fine, bring over mom, junior,
and they have to go through the same process.
Yeah.
Yeah, but part of the problem is that there are people who, it's not so much that they don't think that they would get approved for citizenship in the United States. It's that they don't feel that they have the time to go through that process, which could take years.
Well,
I'm just saying.
But no, you issue them a Social Security number right away. Like if you want amnesty, you got to go apply for Social Security number.
I understand, but when you start talking about processing that many people, when you've already got a backlog of people,
I understand.
And then there's the other question, because I'm arguing I can't give away from my liberal tendencies. I'm arguing against my own point. But what do you do with all the people?
Man.
What do you do with all the people that?
This.
Right. What do you do with all the people that are already basically in line for their citizenship? All the people that are already here are going to go first, or you get in line behind them, or we open up a whole new branch of government to deal with this, which is usually our answer.
Of course you do.
You ever want to get your license?
Somebody as immigration czar, throw a couple billion at the problem.
Yeah,
line gets longer, and in true government fashion, they can file a form for an extension. Because
the question is like, okay, the other answer to the other side of that is we're either going to throw billions at border protection or billions at $1 billion or so at like amnesty. But the billions at law enforcement for the borders it's continual basis. If you throw $1 billion at amnesty right now, it's done.
Right.
You're done. It's a done deal.
Now, here are the thoughts I have that get me labeled on the right side of things.
And I mean a one-time shot.
That doesn't do anything going forward, though.
I'll play devil's advocate right here.
Well, sure, it does. It gets them on the tax roll, and then, like you said, you can get their family to come the same direction. Come through the same way. Like now your family's eligible to.
Yeah, but I think you'd still have the same. You'd still have future illegal immigrants.
Absolutely, but they don't get amnesty. You just make it. You just want to get those people on taxes. That's it. Get them Social Security. Get them on there. You want to come here and work. You're paying taxes.
See, I guess I don't know honestly where I sit on this issue, because when you asked me point blank, I was like, yeah, I'm for it.
Yeah.
I mean, just on a personal level, yeah, it makes sense.
But then labor laws come in too.
Yeah.
You got minimum wage and all that. Your fruit prices are going to go up.
And here comes thought from super right side of things.
Oh, bring it on. That's cool.
Who someone's already. You got to be careful who you're giving amnesty to.
Right.
I mean, should they check in to everybody who they're giving amnesty to?
Oh, absolutely.
Because you could have a group like the gentleman from 13 years ago.
Right.
All here, and you're just.
Or you could say, well, we're going to give amnesty to all those who can prove that they have been employed for X amount of time or something, or have some proof of like them being trying to integrate themselves.
They have to have references,
society, right?
I mean,
but then the devil's advocate has to come in and say, well, you can't exclude all these people because these people are this way because they've been oppressed by the system. They've already been oppressed by it, so you can't exclude them from it. They're, getting into selling marijuana because they came here looking for legitimate work and can't find anything but picking strawberries for 2 cents a pound.
Well, tough shit.
You're gone. I agree.
You're gone. You're not contributing shit. You're not contributing shit.
I think that's part of the problem, though, is where does it stop with immigration? I guess.
And then you could make the argument here of the poorest people here still live like kings compared to other countries. I mean, we could get into that. That's another path down the rabbit hole we could go to.
Yeah.
There's enough assistance available in this country, even, trust me, I used to manage a place where people would be, sifting through the wads of hundreds in their wallet to give me their fucking bridge card.
Right.
You know, okay, and then they'd go in and get into their Mercedes. And it was, you know, they were over here because so-and-so came over, and now they're here, and, you know, I mean, there's so many ways in this country to cheat the system and get what you need out of it. You know, that's...
But not being an honest working man, you can't.
Correct. When I applied for
There's so many ways to get caught up in that shit, too.
Mm-hmm.
I was honest with what the one time I applied for it, I got denied because I was honest about, you know, I should have said what I made and not that there's another person living with me and they were making an amount of money. I should have said, here's what I make, here's what I got to do. And I'm sure I would have had my bridge card, but because I was actually honest, no, I just struggled through for another couple months and whatever. I made it. Not exactly blowing away. So
ramen noodles goes goes a long way.
Yeah.
Even though it's nasty. Did you see that video of a guy mixing milk with Coca-Cola?
Oh my God! Why would you do that?
No, you don't drink it. It's like after like an hour. It's pretty amazing. And I should have had this pulled up.
I would imagine it would break down. It would probably.
Well, didn't Laverne and Shirley do that as milk and Pepsi?
What?
Laverne and Shirley. And one of the chicks drink milk and Pepsi. That was her comfort drink. Wow,
I thought immediately of Heather's. And Heather's when they're trying to make the one Heather barf. How about, oh no, it was Milk and OJ. That's what it was. Milk and OJ. What's the upchuck factor on that?
I once made a guy puke when I ate Funyuns and Dr. Pepper and burped in his face. I was at a wrestling meet. He threw up, man. He was in the middle eating his after wrestling snack.
So, Chris, I don't know if you've looked this video up too, but we're watching on YouTube. They've just poured about a quarter of a small bottle of milk into a bottle of Coke, and he is now just shaking it back and forth.
Slowly.
Yeah, slowly. Just kind of tilting it back and forth and letting it mix together.
I'll show you the picture of it when it's after 5 minutes. Not really a whole lot has happened. He shakes it up again.
Some science comes up on the screen that we don't care about.
After 15 minutes.
But,
it looks like curdled milk in the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know it had music.
Wow, they really went
all out on the production of that.
From.
After 20 minutes, there's like curdling milk at the top of the Coke bottle.
Gross.
After 35 minutes, it's curdling milk at the bottom of the Coke bottle.
Oh, it gets
on top
around.
of some caramel-looking color. Now it's on top and all the caramel colors on the bottom. Oh, and it's clear. The top of the bottle is clear.
What? That is bizarre.
Can't see it. Yeah, it actually like separated all the crap out of it.
Oh, no way. That's awesome.
And that's the water that's left over.
Well, yeah. Well, isn't milk's
like
a base?
Syrup.
Yeah.
Milk's a base, right? And then Coke's full of acid.
So you have a reaction.
Correct. Science.
Yeah.
Glad I don't drink that shit.
Which one?
Either.
Yeah.
I used to drink a shitload of milk when I was a kid.
I can't get off the milk.
What's funny now is I'm lactose intolerant. Like I have dairy. Like I love dairy and I still eat it, but man, it's rough the next day.
Right. I don't think that I'm lactose intolerant, but I'm definitely not fully agreeing with it 100%.
No, I can't do it as much anymore.
And I swore off the soft drinks, or at least the full, the high test, quote unquote, soft drinks, the kind with actual sugar in them, like years ago. If I have one now, like I bought a Coke Zero the other day, and that was just because I was sick of water. I'd been driving for like 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm trying to wean myself off the high fructose currently.
Oh, it's
so hard.
It's no good for you.
It's difficult, but I'm making progress.
Hey guys, thanks for listening, thanks for clicking, thanks for liking, thanks for sharing, thanks for subscribing for free by clicking through the iTunes banner on ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for telling a friend. I probably already said that, but that's how important it is because that's how podcasts work. We drop every Monday and Thursday. Check out all of the other shows on ChristopherMedia.net. So stay tuned, thanks for listening, and we will catch you next time.
If you enjoy this show and want more people to know about it, head on over to iTunes, leave a comment, and rate it 5 stars. Make sure you like and share us on Facebook, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Just search for Christopher Media. Thank you in advance for supporting Christopher Media by clicking on the PayPal button and by clicking through to all the sponsors who support ChristopherMedia.net. Most importantly, we would like to take the time to extend an extra special thanks to you. Christopher Media could not exist without your support. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.